Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
You are already the non-dual. You are always the non-dual. You are ever present here. You are eternally here. Nothing has never happened to you. You are ever in your original nectar state. Just now. You are yet to know the non-dual reality about you. Because once you come to know that you are, once you come to know your presence as I am, once you are conscious of yourself, you are trapped by the entire duality show within space. You do not know that in your consciousness only the duality happens, and you are prior to the duality show. You are already the non-dual. You only observe the duality show just now. But you remain ignorant about the non-dual reality. So you accept the duality show to be real, to be real, to be real. For you, this is a reality. Whatever perceived, whatever observed, whatever that appears, whatever that functions, whatever that disappears, all these things appear to be the only reality to you, because you are yet to know the non-dual reality about you. For you, there is only one reality, that is this duality. And you are yet to know that there is no reality within the duality. By staying within the duality, by accepting everything to be real, you cannot get to know the exact truth about yourself, that you are already the non-dual prior to duality. How to know the non-dual reality which prevails forever prior to duality? Now with eyes open, you go on observe all that appear, all that function, all that disappear in space. So to you, all those appearances, all those functionings, all those disappearances appear to be the only reality. So you accept the birth to be real and also the death to be real, not knowing that you are prior to birth and death duality. Just now, I am introducing the non-dual reality to you, which you are already. That's why I say you are already that and always that. In spite of being the highest reality, you are unable to know this exact truth about you. Because continuously throughout the waking state, you remain more focused only about the observed in space. Whatever that observed, whatever that changes, whatever that moves, whatever that disappears. Your focus is only towards the object here. You do not know, you assume that things are already here and you are late. You never know that in your consciousness only everything appears. Whatever you describe about as galaxies or universe or world or any object appears just now in your consciousness. You find difficult to accept this teaching also because you are yet to be conscious of yourself. So you need to be conscious of yourself first to know that only out of your consciousness everything happens spontaneously just now. When your listening is total, you will understand the depth of the statement which you are hearing now. Each and every object appears spontaneously just now out of your consciousness. But for your consciousness, there is no thing here. How to know that everything arises only out of your consciousness? For which you must know what this consciousness is. I tell you, your consciousness is within. Just now. You know everything only at the surface level. You are yet to go deeper inwardly to know the consciousness within you, out of which entire manifestation happens just now, that too spontaneously just now. You are simply carried away by the movements of the objects. You are yet to know there is something which does not move, there is something which does not change, and there is something which is ever present, that is your consciousness at present. So to find out that which is never changing, that which is ever present, that which is beyond movement, you need to transcend the space, because within space there's constantly only movements at a terrific speed, at an unexplainable speed. Everything appears and disappears, and it appears as a specific object. The source of entire manifested object within space is only your light within. Light is consciousness. You are yet to know it. You can know it right now, provided you focus your attention on yourself. How to focus attention on yourself and how to abide inwardly, how to transcend the duality. This is exactly going on now with your eyes closed. With eyes open, spontaneously manifestation happens. With eyes closed, there's no movement. You remain so peaceful. You know the stillness within, where there is no movement. When your abundance is consistent, your consciousness starts waking up. All these days, your consciousness within does not know that it is consciousness. So it is continuously trapped by the surface level show, identification level show, form level show, the manifested duality level. Unknowingly. Now, after listening to this statement, by being with me constantly, your consciousness starts waking up consciously within. I use the word within because the truth is within, consciousness is within, the source of consciousness is also within, and your eternity is within. Here, within means beyond duality, beyond movement, beyond object, and beyond space itself. Object appears only within space, but your consciousness is prior to space. How to know that which is prior to space? Only within space you are able to know. You see either directly or through using telescope or whatever the instrument. You see every object in space and start doing research also and start describing also. But how to know that which is beyond space? How to know that which is beyond matter? How to know that which is beyond movement? Only by closing eyes. With eyes open, in your consciousness, entire manifestation is reflected in space. When eyes are closed, you come to know the consciousness through peacefulness, which is beyond reflection, which is beyond manifestation, which is beyond space. So to know that which is beyond space, that which is beyond duality, you need to close your eyes as you are now. Now I am not only giving the knowledge about yourself, I am practically helping you to abide in stillness, to know the self in you, so that your consciousness can wake up totally to know its non-dual reality. You are already the non-dual, and how you are trapped by the duality show? You are already prior to consciousness. You are the awareness, the absolute, the wholeness. How you are trapped once the duality happens? First of all, at the non-dual level, your presence cannot be known because there's nothing other than you. Only in the duality, your conscious presence can be known. So duality happens spontaneously out of the light of your consciousness. Now you are very much conscious of yourself as I amness, but you never remain conscious. You are continuously trapped by the form level identifications, and you are continuously trapped throughout the waking state without knowing what you are. To know what you are, first you must know that you are only consciousness at present. Only out of your consciousness the form happens. Not only your form, all form within space happens just now. The moment you are conscious of yourself, all form happens spontaneously just now. This secret also you are yet to know. You assume you are late to the world, you are earlier to the world. It is not so. Just now, you are conscious of yourself, and in your consciousness, entire manifestation happens. Every form appears in your consciousness, every object moves in your consciousness. Everything functions only in your consciousness just now. Once you remain conscious of yourself, you remain free from tensions, free from identifications, free from frustrations, and free from depressions. Because you are prior to the moment, prior to the object, and you remain so peaceful, relaxed, joyful, inwardly, just now. You are utterly relaxed the moment you are conscious of yourself. And your consciousness is non-dual, but it is trapped by the duality show. How? Because it is yet to know that it is non-dual. To know the non-dual reality, your consciousness needs to abide in the stillness where there is no movement. This stillness is infinite. It has got no beginning and no ending. You are infinite just now. And your consciousness is infinite just now. Out of the infinity of consciousness, every movement happens due to the play of the elements at an unexplainable speed just now. You must find out the point where there is no movement and neither any changes, which is beyond space. I am taking you there right now. Right now you are there. That is stillness. Stillness means there is no movement. There is no object. No, there is no appearance. So neither disappearance. You are totally free from the duality show, object level show, form level show, manifested show. When you are already free from the manifested duality show, how you are trapped by the duality show, and you are never in this duality show. You are already the non-dual. Your original place is non-dual. Just now. This you will come to know only by stabilizing in this stillness constantly. Not for 1 hour or 2 hours. Initially you may find difficult to be there, but that is your original state. You are missing your original state very often. So very quickly you are trapped by the duality show. You are already the non-dual and nothing has never happened to you. When you are already beyond movement, beyond object, beyond sound, beyond space level activity, beyond movements, beyond space and time, how come you are affected by the object level show, form level show, identification level show, time level show, manifested level show? How you are disturbed by the movement of the spontaneous flow of the duality show. You are prior to the spontaneous movements. You are prior to the spontaneous appearance. You are prior to the spontaneous happening. You are none of the happenings in space. You only observe the happening. You are none of the object in space. You are prior to the object. You are none of the form level happening. You are prior to the form. You are none of the space level happening, and you are already prior to space. This you must know how? Only by stabilizing inwardly. I am already taking you inward. Why not you settle here and observe silently? The only way to know that you are already the non-dual and you are neither born nor can die, and you are eternally, endlessly here. How to know? Only by abiding in this stillness and observing silently the entire episode, the entire manifestation, the entire duality show. Just now, each and every nanosecond you are caught by the show because you are yet to observe silently. You are not the movement. How you are caught by the movement? You are not the object. How you are caught by the object? You are not the time. How you are caught by the time? You are not the duality. How you are caught by the duality? Because you are yet to stabilize inwardly. Continuously you are moving only outwardly within space. Seldom you go inward, and there too you settle only for certain duration. Again you fall back to the story level, unreal, manifested duality. Though you are already the supreme, though you are already the non-dual, though nothing has never happened to you, continuously, constantly, consistently, you are trapped throughout the waking state of the duality, because you never settle inwardly. Inwardly means where there is no movement, where there is no object. At present, the stillness. You are already in stillness, without movement, without any changes. And you neither appear nor disappear. To know that only I am helping you to settle in the stillness. It is not a word. Just I am using a word to indicate that. You are only observing that which happens spontaneously. You are not that which appear and disappear. You are not that which moves and disappear. You are not any happening that happens spontaneously in space, including the breathing. Breathing is a happening, it happens spontaneously. You are not the breathing. If you are the breathing, how can you observe the breathing? You are prior to breathing. This is just an example I am telling. You are prior to any movement that happens within space. In space, everything is constantly moving and changing. To know that you are prior to space, to know that you are prior to movement, to know that you are prior to the duality show, to know that nothing has never happened to you, to know that you are ever here, you need to settle and stabilize in this stillness constantly and consistently. It is the most easiest thing. Once you start giving importance to yourself, but you never give importance to yourself. You never value yourself. Neither you love yourself. How can you know yourself? How can you know that you are ever here? Eternally and endlessly. And your state is nectar state. You only observe the show which is not you. How to know? Once you know that there's no truth in any of the movement, in any of the object pursued, in any of the duality show, immediately you will get back to your original state. Still you are giving reality to every movement, every object, every form, to the entire manifested show. This itself shows that you are not valuing yourself, not giving importance to yourself. And your intention is only to wake up, you will give importance to yourself. This teaching is something very rare. When you receive this teaching sincerely, very easily your consciousness can wake up. Because I know what you are, that's why I am expounding this knowledge to you. In spite of being the highest truth, continuously you are missing yourself. Continuously you remain ignorant about yourself. I tell you that you are already that and always that. What more statement you want more than this? The highest statement possible, that you are already that. Even now and always, you are the only non-dual reality. And nothing has never happened to you. You may describe about any movement or any incident or any happening, but where do they all exist apart from your consciousness? Unless you are conscious, where's the world? Where is any happening? Where is any movement? So only in your consciousness, this duality show is going on unknowingly. This duality show is going on spontaneously in your consciousness. But you are the observer of the consciousness and its play. This you will come to know only by being conscious of yourself consistently. Because your consciousness is already in the source of awareness. But it never knows that it is already within the source and it is already the non-dual. The source is non-dual and your consciousness is also non-dual. The source is innumerable lights of lights cannot be described. Consciousness is just a speck of light. It contains the seed of the entire manifestation. It contains the potential of the entire manifestation within. The moment you become conscious of yourself, the duality happens spontaneously. The moment duality happens, the moment you observe the form, the moment you are conscious of yourself, you completely remain ignorant about that you are the source of consciousness, and you only observe the show. You only observe the waking state of the duality in which everything changes. It is like exactly observing a movie in a theater. You are only observing. Only the movie is within duality, but the observer is prior to duality. You remain untouched by any part of the movie, by any part of the show. Once you know to observe silently, by abiding in the stillness constantly. This may look like a great challenge to you, but only at the personality level it looks like a challenge to you. At the conscious level, it is the most easiest thing to observe silently, because at the conscious level you are already free from identifications. Only at the personality level there are so many divisions that you are different, whatever perceived is different. So you go on, compare, compete, and all such things go on. But at the conscious level, there's nothing apart from you. Everything is appearing only in your consciousness. Because your consciousness is light and it is only reflected by the play of the elements. At the conscious level, whatever perceived, you will not fight with. You will simply observe, because it is not separate from you, it is out of yourself only. The moment you start observing silently, right from the waking state till sleep happens, very easily your consciousness can settle in its non-dual state itself. I am practically helping you to observe silently. Just now, with eyes closed, you observe silently the peace within. Some sound happens, you observe the sound also. Whether it is sound, which is a movement, and whether it is stillness or peacefulness, which is beyond movement, you are prior to peace and prior to movement. You always observe whether the duality show happens or not, whether consciousness happens or not, whether the world happens or not, whether the dream happens or not. You are always the eternal observer. As an observer, you only observe the show. The show may happen or may not happen spontaneously. You are only the observer. The show is within duality and you are already the non-dual. Your original state is non-dual. How do you get trapped by the duality show which is not you? Because you are yet to stabilize in your original state, which is non-dual, which is unmoving, unchanging, and ever present. Listen to this deeply, it helps you a lot. to wake up. You are already the non-dual observer, but you neither know to observe silently nor know that you are already the non-dual. Your focus is only towards the ever-changing, ever-moving duality show, that which is observed. That's why I ask you to close your eyes and be with yourself. Now you are in your original state, which is unmoving and unchanging. From this place you need to observe the duality show. Now you are safe with eyes closed. To know the stillness within you, to know the peace within you, to know the relaxed state within you only, you are made to close your eyes. By knowing the peace, by knowing the stillness within, you should not observe silently through this peace. Even with eyes open, and you observe silently, you are free from the show. So throughout the waking state you only observe, and you participate with the duality show only when it is essential. Rest of the time you remain silent and observe either the world or yourself inwardly. Very easily you can know the non-dual reality within you, because you contain it just now. Out of your non-dual reality only the duality happens, which is not you. It's a happening. Duality is a happening. Non-dual is not a happening. It is ever present, and you are that. In spite of being the highest truth, that you neither appear nor disappear, and you are eternally, endlessly here in unexplainable, indescribable nectar state. In spite of all this highest beauty, you are continuously trapped by the perceived duality show. At least now, know the unchanging, unmoving, ever-present stillness within. This is the beginning of your consciousness. Your consciousness starts waking up from this point, from this stillness. Constantly know the stillness within with eyes closed. Automatically, even with eyes open, you will know the stillness, and you can observe the world very easily. But without knowing the stillness within, you cannot remain undisturbed within this duality show. Continuously, you get disturbed because you identify things too much to be yourself. You identify the knowledge to be yourself. You identify the sound to be yourself. You identify every object to be yourself. Only by stabilizing inwardly, you are free from the perceived show. That's why here in this class, you are made to close your eyes constantly. Now you are with yourself. Practically I am helping you. Now you are one with the source. You are never separate. The more you are in stillness like this, the more the wakefulness of your consciousness. One fine day your consciousness wakes up totally and realizes that it is already that and nothing has never happened. And knows that whatever perceived is not itself, it's only a reflection of the light within. Then it remains relieved from the duality show. Right now you can relieve yourself from the duality show. That point is only the stillness within. Only by stabilizing within, you can remain free from the outward duality show. Without stabilizing inwardly, you cannot remain peaceful. Peace is within. Unless you settle there, how can you know about peace, about the reality, the exact truth about you? The beauty is you are already that and always that. It is just a matter of realizing that you are the non-dual, eternal, absolute, ever-present reality already and always. I am here only to help your consciousness to realize what it is, to help your consciousness to realize that it is already prior to the duality show and it is already the non-dual, the absolute, unchanging, the ultimate reality. Stay beyond words and observe silently. By staying beyond words, you are already one with me. You are already one with the source. By being with the source constantly, your consciousness wakes up. You are never separate from me. Be with me beyond words and know that you are already the ever-present, ultimate, non-dual, just now.